Most people never realize how close they are. They think they're far, but in truth, they're standing inches from the breakthrough they've been chasing for years. And yet, those last few inches often feel like crossing a desert with no end. The final 1%, the smallest distance, becomes the heaviest weight. Why? Because the closer you get to your manifestation, the more your deepest, hidden resistances are exposed. You're no longer fighting the outside world. You're wrestling your inner world, your doubts, your old identity, your fears of success, your fear of loss. At 99%, the almost becomes a prison. Have you ever felt it? That haunting feeling of being so close, but somehow never able to break through. Projects that almost succeed, relationships that almost deepen, financial shifts that almost stabilize, dreams that almost materialize. You watch yourself, again and again, building momentum, only to find yourself hesitating, retreating, or sabotaging right at the edge. It's devastating. It feels like betrayal, not from the universe, but from yourself. But here's the deeper truth. The breakthrough isn't outside of you. It's inside. The final 1% is not about doing more. It's about becoming more. It's about shifting vibrationally into the version of yourself who already lives beyond the struggle, into the version who naturally finishes, naturally receives, naturally lives fulfilled. Today, in this video, we are going to walk through the invisible landscape where almost everyone gets stuck. And more importantly, I will show you how to break through permanently. Because when you understand the true dynamics at 99%, and when you align with the energy that lives beyond it, you will see your dreams aren't as far away as you thought. They are waiting at the threshold of your transformation. You are not here to almost make it. You are here to complete the circle, to embody your desires fully, and to live in the manifested reality you were created for. Now, are you ready to step beyond the 99%? You've climbed the mountain. You've crossed deserts of doubt and forests of fear. You've built, healed, tried, prayed, visualized. And now, you're right there, one step from the summit. But suddenly, it feels like you're trapped behind an invisible wall. It's not a wall made of brick, stone, or steel. It's thinner than air, but heavier than anything you've ever lifted. It's the final 1%, and it holds more people captive than failure ever could. Why does this happen? Because success isn't just about getting somewhere. It's about becoming someone. And at 99%, the universe, your soul, and your subconscious all demand alignment. You can't fake it anymore. You can't half believe, half trust, half receive. Your energetic signature must fully match the reality you are stepping into, or the door won't open. The wall is made of everything within you that doesn't believe you're ready yet. It's the fear of the unknown, the loyalty to your past self, the hidden guilt about leaving others behind, the unspoken terror. What if I succeed and it still doesn't make me happy? These are not logical fears. They are vibrational fractures deep inside your energetic field. At 99%, these fractures are no longer optional. They demand healing, integration, transcendence. The wall isn't a punishment. It's an invitation to realign, remember who you are, and to decide, with all your heart, that you are ready to live on the other side. But most people don't see it this way. They see the wall and think, I'm not meant for this. I must not be good enough. This must not be for me. And they walk away, not realizing that the wall was never meant to block them, only to refine them. Recognizing the signs of the invisible wall, sometimes the wall shows up as procrastination. You suddenly stop working on what mattered most to you. Other times, it's doubt. What if it doesn't work? What if I'm fooling myself? Other times, it's pure exhaustion. You feel so drained you can't imagine taking one more step, even though you're inches away. These are not signs you should quit. They are signals that an old version of you is dying. And just like the snake must shed its skin to grow, you must shed the identity that kept you small, so you can step into the fulfillment waiting on the other side. Why 99% feels harder than 1% at the beginning of a journey? Energy is easier. You're excited. The stakes are low. If you fail, you lose something hypothetical. But at 99%, the stakes feel monumental. You're not risking ideas anymore. You're risking the version of yourself that has lived in limitation for years. Succeeding means change, and real change means a death of the familiar. Your ego panics at this. It whispers, stay where it's safe. Stay small. At least you know how to survive here. But you weren't born to survive your dreams. You were born to embody them. The real task at 99% is no longer about working harder, trying more, or even learning new techniques. It's about surrender. Surrendering the doubts. Surrendering the fear. Surrendering the small story you've been telling yourself about who you are. The invisible wall is real, but it's made of illusion. And the moment you align fully, vibrationally, emotionally with your success, the wall dissolves like smoke. The 1% is not about effort. It's about permission. You must permit yourself to become who you already are at the highest level. Your next step, if you're feeling the wall right now, if you're seeing doors that won't open no matter how hard you push, it's not because you're broken. It's because you're closer than you've ever been. And the shift you need isn't about force. It's about flow. It's time to realign your vibration, trust your becoming, and step through with clarity and confidence. Are you tired of attracting the wrong people and ending up in frustrating relationships? The truth is, the love you receive reflects the energy you radiate. If you want to build deeper, healthier, and more abundant connections, you need to shift your energy. In my book, The Law of Attraction in Relationships, I'll show you how to transform your energy and attract the kind of love you truly deserve. Stop repeating the same mistakes, start your transformation now. Click the link pinned in the first comment and dive in. O foco sira aprofundar o conflito interno que prende pessoa no 99%, revelando como o consciente queravancar, mas o subconsciente ainda segura, sem ser repetitivo e mantendo a elevacio emotional. Vu construir todo e volto como texto completo logo a seguir. Obrigado por sua confiança no processo. Estamos indo muito bem. At the surface, you want it. You think about it daily. You plan. You visualize. You affirm, I am ready. I am worthy. I am doing this. But deep underneath, beyond words, beyond thought, something else is happening. There's a silent war being fought between your conscious desires and your subconscious programming. And at 99%, that silent war becomes deafening. You see, your conscious mind is your creative director. It dreams, it imagines, it sets intentions. It's the part of you that says, I want to build this business. I want to find my soulmate. I want to step into abundance. But your subconscious mind, that vast, hidden ocean beneath the surface, is your default system. It holds your core beliefs, your self-image, your emotional memories. It doesn't follow what you say you want. It follows what you believe you deserve. The moment of conflict at 1%, the conscious mind can dominate. You have the excitement, the novelty, the momentum. But as you approach 99%, your subconscious rises. It asks, are you truly ready to live this? Because receiving the manifestation means a permanent shift in who you are, and the subconscious was built to protect the current version of you, not the future one. At the threshold of completion, all the programs buried in your subconscious come up for review. It's not safe to shine. If I succeed, I'll lose love. People like me don't get this far. I don't belong at the top. And these programs are powerful because they were written not through logic, but through emotion, through experiences you lived, many of them long ago. No amount of conscious desire can override subconscious belief without realignment. That's why so many people stall at 99%. They are trying to cross a vibrational finish line with a mind divided against itself. How the subconscious sabotages at 99%. Self-sabotage at the final step doesn't look dramatic. It looks reasonable. You might suddenly need more time. You might get too busy to follow through. You might have a gut feeling to quit, mistaking fear for intuition. You rationalize, you delay, you pivot. And all the while, your subconscious breathes a sigh of relief. We are safe. We are unchanged. Crisis averted. But you feel the loss. You feel the grief of yet another dream slipping away. This is not your fault, and it's not a sign you're broken. It's a sign that a deeper part of you needs to be re-educated, re-loved, realigned. What creates subconscious conflict? Most subconscious blocks at 99% are tied to old survival strategies. Growing up, maybe you learned that shining too brightly attracted jealousy or punishment. Maybe love in your family was tied to struggle, so ease feels dangerous. Maybe you were taught that success requires sacrifice, and ease feels like you're cheating. These patterns are emotional contracts made long before you could consciously choose your beliefs. They were designed to protect you, and they worked, until now. But now, those old contracts are expired. They are holding you back from the life your soul knows is possible. It's not about fighting your subconscious. It's about reteaching it that success, love, abundance, and completion are safe. That they are not threats. They are your destiny. The bridge, conscious reprogramming through feeling. You cannot argue your way past your subconscious. You cannot affirm your way past it unless the affirmations become felt truth. Feeling is the bridge. When you consciously generate the emotional state of already having what you desire, peace, safety, joy, fulfillment, you speak the only language your subconscious understands. You begin to rewire the emotional patterns. You show your deeper mind that success doesn't lead to abandonment, that happiness doesn't lead to danger, that fulfillment doesn't mean loss. And slowly, the war ends. Your inner world becomes one field, pulling together in one direction, one vibration. That's when you break through. Not with effort, but with alignment. Your invitation right now, pause for a moment. Feel into the reality where you have already crossed the invisible line. You are not chasing your dream. You are living inside it. There is no rush, no panic, no proving. There is only the deep, sacred certainty of arrival. Can you feel how different that reality is? That feeling, not the effort, is the key to dissolving the subconscious resistance. Feel it long enough, often enough, and your subconscious will stop fighting you. It will join you. And when your inner world aligns, the outer world has no choice but to follow. And remember, are you tired of attracting the wrong people and ending up in frustrating relationships? The truth is, the love you receive reflects the energy you radiate. If you want to build deeper, healthier, and more abundant connections, you need to shift your energy. In my book, The Law of Attraction in Relationships, I'll show you how to transform your energy and attract the kind of love you truly deserve. Stop repeating the same mistakes. Start your transformation now. Click the link pinned in the first comment and dive in. In the modern world, we are taught that action is the ultimate solution. If something isn't working, you're told to push harder, work longer, move faster, hustle more. And for a while, it seems to work. Effort produces results. Momentum builds. You feel powerful. But then, at 99%, you hit a wall that action alone cannot break. No matter how much you push, how many hours you work, how perfectly you plan, nothing seems to move. Why? Because action without alignment is like rowing a boat with all your strength, while the anchor is still dropped. You are working against yourself. The illusion of effort action feels satisfying because it gives the illusion of control. It tells your mind, I'm doing something. I'm making it happen. But manifestation, true manifestation, isn't about controlling the outer world. It's about aligning the inner world so deeply that the outer world has no choice but to reflect it. If your vibration says, I am not ready, no amount of action will convince the universe otherwise. Because energy speaks louder than words, louder than effort, louder than desperation. The universe doesn't respond to struggle. It responds to state. Signs you're misaligned at 99%. Vibrational misalignment shows up in subtle but devastating ways. You feel exhausted, not exhilarated. You keep doing more but receiving less. You oscillate between hope and doubt, certainty and fear. You attract opportunities that almost match your desire, but always fall just short. You experience chronic delays, obstacles, or sudden reversals. These are not random misfortunes. They are mirrors of your inner energy. The universe isn't blocking you. It's simply reflecting the vibration you are radiating, and if that vibration says almost ready, you will live in almost there. Why action without alignment fails? Because action is a physical behavior. Vibration is an energetic state. You can act like a millionaire while vibrating scarcity. You can pursue a soulmate while vibrating unworthiness. You can launch a project while vibrating fear of success. When your action and vibration are misaligned, the dominant force wins, and it's always vibration. Because creation happens vibrationally first, physically second. Trying to compensate for misalignment with action is like trying to plant seeds in frozen ground. No matter how hard you work, nothing will bloom until the soil, your energy, is ready. The shift, being overdoing at the threshold of 99%, the most powerful move you can make is not doing more. It's being more. Being in the energy of the fulfilled dream. Being in the frequency of the completed reality. Being in the certainty, the ease, the knowing that it is done, even when your eyes still see almost. This is the paradox of true manifestation. When you stop acting from lack and start being from fullness, the doors that were stuck swing open effortlessly. When you radiate completion, completion finds you. Practical alignment practices. If you find yourself trapped in frantic action at 99%, pause. Pull back. Ask yourself, what vibration am I actually operating from right now? Am I moving from trust or from panic? Am I proving or allowing? Then reconnect with the energy of completion. Visualize not the journey, but the arrival. Feel the gratitude of having it already. Breathe into the version of you who no longer struggles to believe. Let your state lead your actions, not the other way around. When your energy moves first, action becomes inspired, effortless, precise, and massively effective. Because aligned action, action from vibrational certainty, is exponentially more powerful than thousands of hours of misaligned effort. Your choice at 99% at this stage, The temptation is strong to panic, to force, to double your hustle. But the true invitation is to slow down internally and speed up vibrationally. You are not here to earn your dream through struggle. You are here to align with it, to match its frequency so completely that manifestation becomes a natural, inevitable event. Action has its place, but energy leads. Always. Are you tired of attracting the wrong people and ending up in frustrating relationships? The truth is, the love you receive reflects the energy you radiate. If you want to build deeper, healthier, and more abundant connections, you need to shift your energy. In my book, The Law of Attraction in Relationships, I'll show you how to transform your energy and attract the kind of love you truly deserve. Stop repeating the same mistakes. Start your transformation now. Click the link pinned in the first comment and dive in. At the edge of every major transformation, there is a moment that feels like death. Not a death of the body, but a death of the old self. A death of control. A death of knowing how. You stand there, staring into a future you cannot fully predict, and every instinct in your mind screams, hold on, try harder, figure it out. But true breakthrough does not come by clinging. It comes by surrender. Surrender is not giving up. Surrender is giving in to the higher intelligence within you, to the version of you that already exists beyond the 99%. Because the truth is, your next level is already alive. It's not being created, it's being revealed. The quantum leap is not built step by step. It happens in a breath, when you release resistance and allow yourself to fall into alignment with what is already yours. The fear of surrender feels terrifying to the ego, because the ego survives by controlling, by strategizing, by preparing for every possible outcome. To surrender feels like free-falling, like losing all safety nets, like letting go of the steering wheel in the middle of a storm. But here's the paradox. You were never in control of the storm. You were only ever in control of your state within it. The quantum leap doesn't require you to master the storm. It asks you to master your trust. Surrender is the bridge from 99% to 100%. It's the final act of courage, to trust the invisible more than the visible, to trust you're becoming more than your current circumstance. How quantum leaps really happen. You don't make a quantum leap by trying harder. You make it by collapsing the distance between who you are and who you are becoming. And how do you collapse that distance? Through identity. When you fully embody the vibration, the emotion, the certainty of your fulfilled self, without needing outer proof, the leap happens. Instantly. The universe must reorganize itself around your new frequency. Its law. Because the outer world is a mirror. And when your inner mirror reflects completion, wholeness, arrival, the external must comply. It's not magic. It's vibrational law. Practicing surrender daily. Surrender isn't something you do once. It's a way of being. Every day, especially as you approach your breakthrough, you are asked to surrender over and over. Surrender the need for validation. Surrender the timeline. Surrender the fear that says, what if it never happens? Surrender the mind's demand for guarantees. Each act of surrender raises your frequency. Each act of trust moves you closer, not just physically, but vibrationally, to the life that is calling you. The markers of true surrender. You'll know you've truly surrendered when you feel peaceful without external confirmation. You feel excited without knowing how. You feel grateful before anything changes. You feel fulfilled even as you wait. This doesn't mean you become passive. You still act, but your action flows from inspiration, not desperation. You still move, but you move like someone who knows they are already home. Quantum leaps are not earned. They are allowed. You cannot earn a quantum leap by suffering more. You cannot buy it through effort. You allow it through alignment. The more you let go of how it should happen and step into the feeling that it already has, the faster the leap occurs. It's not time that creates manifestation. It's frequency. When your frequency shifts, reality has no choice but to shift with it. The door you're looking for right now, the door you're looking for is not outside you. It's not in another strategy. It's not in another plan. It's not in another effort. The door is within you. It's made of trust. It's unlocked by surrender. It opens through the vibration of already done. And the moment you step through, not by force, but by frequency, the life that felt impossible just seconds ago becomes your new normal. That is the quantum leap. That is the real power you've had all along. And that is how you break through the invisible wall of 99%. Not with more struggle, but with more surrender. You are closer than you think. You are more ready than you believe. And the life you want is not a distant future. It is a vibration waiting for your permission. There is a silent architect that shapes every result in your life. It's not your effort. It's not your circumstances. It's not your talents. It's your self-image, the deep, often unconscious idea you hold about who you are and what you are allowed to receive. Your self-image is the thermostat of your reality. You can work harder, dream bigger, and hustle more, but if your self-image is set to almost, struggle, or not enough, your results will always snap back to match. At 99%, the old self-image tries to pull you back, because success without a matching identity feels unsafe, unstable, unsustainable. To cross into the 100%, to live consistently in your fulfilled reality, you must become the person who naturally lives there. You must rewrite your self-image at the vibrational core. Why your old self-image fights your growth. The self-image is built from years of emotional experiences, social conditioning, and personal interpretations. It was formed to keep you safe, to help you fit in, to help you survive. It told you, don't dream too big. Stay humble. Don't outshine others. Struggle makes you worthy. These beliefs were installed like programs in a computer, and they run automatically until consciously rewritten. At 99%, the conflict between your old self-image and your new desires becomes unbearable. You feel stretched between two worlds. One foot in the future you crave, one foot in the past you outgrew. The tension is not a sign to quit. It's a sign that a new identity is ready to be born. How to begin rewriting your self-image. Rewriting your self-image isn't about faking confidence. It's about authentically building a new emotional home inside yourself. Here's how the shift begins. Identify the old story. Start by noticing the dominant emotional patterns you live inside. Ask yourself, what version of me am I being loyal to? Choose the new story. You cannot delete an old identity without replacing it. Who is the version of you that effortlessly completes, receives, thrives? Name them. Feel them. Feel first, act second. Behavior change alone is slow. Feeling change is instant. Every day, tune into the emotional vibration of your completed self before taking action. Visualize from, not to most people visualize from separation, I hope to get there. Instead, visualize from embodiment, I am already here. Reinforce through repetition. Self-image shifts through consistent emotional reinforcement, daily, hourly, moment by moment. Remind yourself, this is who I am now. Signs your self-image is evolving. As your self-image shifts, you will notice subtle but profound changes. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer beg, you allow. You no longer doubt, you expect. Obstacles that once intimidated you feel irrelevant. Opportunities that once seemed impossible now feel natural. And most importantly, you stop waiting for your manifestation to feel complete. You feel complete first, and then the manifestation rushes to catch up. This is the power of vibrational identity. The deepest truth about self-image. Your true self-image, beneath all the programming, all the fear, all the limitation, is already whole, already worthy, already abundant. You are not building a new self from scratch. You are remembering who you were before the world taught you to doubt. You are returning to your original frequency, the frequency of fulfillment, the frequency of love, the frequency of limitless creation. And as you return, life returns to you in ways you once only dreamed of. Your invitation now, right now, you have a choice. You can continue operating from the old self-image, repeating the old cycles, the old struggles, the old almost. Or you can step fully into the new, the self who finishes, the self who receives, the self who lives every day beyond the 99%. You don't have to wait for external proof. You don't have to earn your way there. You only have to believe, fully, deeply, vibrationally, that you are already that version of yourself. Because the moment you do, the wall will dissolve, the breakthrough will be complete, and you will never again live in almost. You will live in fulfilled, because that is who you truly are. Most people live in cycles of almost succeeding, almost changing, almost receiving. But you are not most people. You are here to master completion. To live in the vibration where starting is easy, continuing is natural, and finishing is inevitable. Because when you live beyond the 99%, manifestation stops being a desperate chase. It becomes your normal rhythm. It becomes your way of being. Completion becomes who you are. The new frequency, completion as identity. Completion is not a task. It's a frequency. It's a state of inner certainty that says, when I desire, it is done. When I begin, I complete. When I envision, I embody. This frequency has no desperation, no strain, no fear of failure. It's the energy of inevitability. And inevitability is magnetic. When you live in this state, you notice opportunities organize themselves around your intentions. The right people, resources, and moments find you effortlessly. You finish what you start, not by force, but by natural unfolding. You become the cause, not the effect. You become the center, not the seeker. You become a master of completion, not occasionally, but consistently. How masters of completion think and feel. Masters of completion don't need constant motivation. They are pulled by vision, not pushed by fear. They don't second-guess their worthiness. They move as if their success is already written, because vibrationally, it is. They don't act to prove something. They act to express something, the fullness already alive inside them. They don't cling to outcomes. They trust outcomes to reflect their inner state. They live in the feeling of arrival, and arrival becomes their experience. The emotional anchors of completion to live beyond the 99%. Cultivate these emotional anchors. Certainty, I trust that what I desire is already mine. Sufficiency, I have enough. I am enough, I do enough. Gratitude, I feel the blessing before it appears. Sovereignty, I know that I am the source of my reality. These emotional states are not performances. They are daily practices. They are vibrational habits. The more you live in them, the less effort it takes to manifest, because you become a vibrational match for completion itself. Letting completion be easy. One of the biggest shifts at this stage is allowing completion to be easy. For many, struggle has become a badge of honor. They believe that if something is easy, it must not be valuable. But manifestation was never meant to be heavy. It was meant to be a dance. When you align, completion flows. When you trust, results accelerate. When you embody, the universe responds immediately. Ease is not laziness. Ease is mastery. And living beyond the 99% means choosing ease over ego, flow over force, alignment over agony. How to sustain the completion vibration. Completion isn't a one-time event. It's a lifestyle. To sustain it, start small, complete tiny commitments daily. Honor your word to yourself. Focus on state. Prioritize feeling over forcing. Celebrate progress. Acknowledge each manifestation, no matter how small. Return to truth. Regularly remind yourself, I am a finisher. I am a receiver. I am fulfilled. When completion becomes your norm internally, it multiplies externally. Success stops being an accident. It becomes your signature. You are already beyond the 99%. The most important truth is this. You are not trying to become a master of completion. You already are, at the vibrational core of your being. You were created complete. You were designed to finish the dreams you are given. You were wired for fulfillment, not frustration. Every moment you choose trust over doubt, presence over panic, embodiment over effort, you remember who you truly are. You step beyond the 99% not by becoming someone new, but by claiming the power that was always yours. The invisible wall was never real. The delays were never your destiny. They almost were only rehearsals for your arrival. And now, it's time. Time to live it. Time to receive it. Time to complete it. Not someday. Not almost. Now. Welcome to your new normal. Welcome to the 100%.